Hello everybody, welcome to our Market Chronicle. Today we're December 31st. Today folks, we're going to make a Chronicle special one. It's about all our analyst predictions for 2013. So that said, let's start with this. First of all, Matt, our analyst, said that is bullish on real estate. First of all, if we take a look at the residential ETF, it is in a start there within a nice sideways formation bounded by the resistance and the support. But it's bullish in the U.S. Real estate because when you look at the S&P 500, you see that the prices has increased. So the more the price increase, it confirms that maybe people are getting to eventually spend more and having more confidence. Which stock does he favor for real estate? He favors KKR, because not KKR, but KKR signed a deal with Triton Capital. What they will do is that Triton Capital has been in a buying spree all over the U.S., has been buying homes and leasing the homes to people who have bad credit. So those people, whenever their credit improves, they'll be able to eventually buy the home at a price fixed by Triton Capital. So he's bullish on Triton Capital because if Triton Capital was able to get an agreement with KKR, which is one of the biggest fund in the world, I think that Triton Capital has some potential, and that's Matt's view on it. Me, personally, I would favor home properties. It's mostly apartment companies. I'm also bullish on the real estate home properties because there was a report that I saw that was made by RREEF. It would say that companies that have apartments near the coastlines will eventually benefit more. And I think that home properties is well placed as the properties in Mid-Atlantic and also the northeastern region of the U.S. So home properties, I'm bullish on that. If ever it breaks that resistance at 62.34, I think it has some potential to go up. Home construction, even if there's an oversupply of houses, I think that home builders, with the expectation filler, that's starting to confirm that there's some upward momentum, with some investors starting to get into the real estate sector. I believe that home builders are going to get more confidence and continue to at least spend more money to bring new homes. For instance, Visa Homes also signed an agreement with KKR, just like Triton Capital, to finally build some new homes. So I think Visa Homes is in a nice technical pattern. If ever it goes higher than 1866, will eventually be a good buy. There's also for the stock I like, D.R. Horton, 2041, and there's also Toll Brothers at 32.96. I'm a buyer. For RAF is bullish on Las Vegas Sands. Two reasons he gave. First of all, Las Vegas Sands is really present in Macau. Chinese people invest a lot, and casino, they play a lot. Macau is now the city of the games, the worldwide city of the games. It's not Las Vegas anymore, so Las Vegas is well placed there. So he believes that they will do well, and also, because of its presence, and also because of Macau. And there's a lot of analysts who have been bullish on Las Vegas Sands. So because of that, Ra is bullish on Las Vegas Sands. I think he'll go for it at 46.64. He's also bullish on Michael Kors. Why? Because he's a fashion guy, and I think he thinks Michael Kors is a new fashion wave of is a new fashion trend. So I think Michael Kors, you say that it will benefit from 2013. He's really bullish on Michael Kors. For Matt actually made an analysis of the global economy. So first of all, is really bullish on the U.S. He thinks that China's economy has reached its bottom. It will continue to go up. Actually, we had a reading of the HSBC PMI. It came out stronger than expected, and I think that confirms that Chinese economy is starting to get back up slightly. For Europe, we think that the unemployment rate is going to diminish, but really at a slow pace. For the Canadian side, he thinks that the financial sector might be affected because of the banks that were recently downgraded, and because households are really having a lot of debt, even almost higher than what the Americans' debt ratio was before the financial crisis hit the U.S. So the financial sector in the U.S. Matt is kind of less bullish on that. Actually, if you take a look at some banks like, for instance, Canadian Pro Bank of Commerce, well, it was downgraded also, but look at this. It is in this upward corridor. So if ever CIBC goes lower in this upward corridor at 78.26, folks, which will be also lower than that old resistance of 2011, That's bearish. 78 bucks, lowered it for 78 bucks for CIBC. That's really bearish. There's also Laurentian Bank. Look at all that downward trend, and that's support here. So if ever it goes lower than 42.18, that's bearish for Laurentian Bank. But Max, financial sector is kind of bearish in the Canadian side because it will be affected in 2013. But Max is really a bullish in the industrial sector in the U.S. And in terms of the stock it would favor, will be like Boeing Company, which is in a nice technical situation. It is testing its important resistance, 670, 669, that's a go. There's also C.H. Robinson. This stock was put here in our analyst person market gurus.tv because the stock actually reversed its downward corridor, its triangle formation around this area, and right now we think that's some potential to go up. For the energy sector, is also bullish in the U.S. You have some stocks like ConocoPhillips that you like at 69.98, FMC Technologies at 42.96, that's a go. For the mining sector, also in the Canadian side, is bullish in them, with the Chinese economy that we think might get back up. Tech Resources, actually today, Tech Resources on December 31st is in our analyst person market gurus.tv, and Hud Bay Minerals because it is keeping an upward corridor, and don't forget that Hud Bay is a company that is fighting to get access to London mining properties. So we think that Hud Bay Minerals might continue to overbid for that property, and if ever they can get their hands on that property, that would be really good bull for Hud Bay Minerals. Actually, the stock totally reversed its downward trend, stabilizing, and now is on the verge of making a new breakout if it goes higher than 1022. Sterrit International and the industrial sector on the Canadian side is bullish on that. So actually we merged because Andre, which is another analyst, also agrees with Max on that the industrial sector will do well. So Max and Andrew's picks include stocks like the railway, Canadian National Railway is one of them. Actually, he thinks it will benefit if ever the economy continues to grow in 2013. There's also Canadian Pacific, which Andrew and Max agree on. And let's not forget Bombardier. Well, it's mostly Andre who favors that. So actually, it's in a downward trend though, but if ever it reverses a downward trend at 395, that's a go. Also, just to bring to your attention that WestJet Airline has been one of the best performing in the industrial sector in the Canadian side, and I think if WestJet Airline can go higher than 2033, that's a shot for WestJet Airline. So, Max, Andre, Matt, Raph, they made their predictions. Now, let's go to Francis. Francis is bullish on the VN Index. He talks about China, the China's economy has reached its bottom, will eventually get back up. So Francis thinks the venture index for 2013 target 13,039 for the venture index. And then I started asking, okay, Francis, what's your favorite stock? Well, he said, you know what, not a stock in venture, but the stock I like is North American Palladium. I like the support that is there, and I think North American Palladium, I read some article about that, so I think that stock has some potential. So we will really watch that. What it also likes is that the stock is stuck there within this important downward trend. So if ever it gets out of that triangle formation though, I think there's some potential. So that would be the stock to watch, North American Palladium, PAL on the Amex. For Nicholas, well, it's bullish on the Nikkei. It's two arguments. First of all, new government that has been elected in Japan. This government is told the central bank of Japan that wants it to be more aggressive to stimulate growth. So it is bullish on that, and the yen continues to go down. So with the yen that continues to go down, it's going to favor exports, and with the new government that's going to push the central bank to continue to be more aggressive for its policies, those are key contributors that will contribute to the yen increase. So actually the ETF to benefit from that is PWG on the New York Stock Exchange. And what he wanted to bring to attention is that ever since we reversed that downward corridor, the downward trend here on the yen on December 28th, let's take a look at the Nikkei. The volumes are double. So I just want to put the Nikkei for you here so you will be able to see. So on here on the 28th, ever since the 28th, so we saw that the volumes have really increased. Let me just put it here, okay, and it's gonna be like this. Excellent. So ever since December 28th, the volumes are really increased. So we got from 260 to 275, so it's really, as in really bullish there for the volumes. All right, let's take a look at this first of all. So here, the breakout up in here in EWG around this area, and you saw that the volumes continue to increase. So I think with the higher volume, with the yen that continues to go down, and with the new government, is bullish on the yen. So it's EWG that's its favorite. So not only is bullish on the Japan, it's also bullish in the technology sector. Two stocks that he gives an opinion on is Apple. He thinks Apple will reach the 700, so that's his prediction. He also thinks Facebook will reach its IPO price, and he thinks Twitter will be listed on the public exchange. So those are his three calls for the technology sector. And to finish, we just want to tell you that those are only our predictions. We didn't really make, it's only based on technical analysis and our feelings, our impressions. So for that, you should not take this for granted, but you should take this into account, and we'll see each other on December 31st, 2013, to see if our calls, if our predictions finally work. So I wish you guys a happy new year, a year full of wealth, a year full of health, and a year full of successes in the stock market. We'll always be there to continue to monitor the stock market and to allow you to make more money, because the more money you make, the happier we are. Happy New Year, and see you on January 2nd, 2013. To learn more about us, go to thisisnplus.com on the section Free Trial, try marketguru.tv.